Once we're finished with the additive process, so we've added our sculpture on here, we're ready to move on to the subtractive process, which is taking clay away. And there are two areas that you're going to be using the subtractive process on. One is to carve details into your sculpture, and the other is to carve some sort of pattern or design into your slab itself to add some interest to your slab. There are a variety of tools that you're going to use for the subtractive process. You can recall that these tools are called a ribbon tool or a loop tool, and they are used for carving, and they come in all different shapes and sizes in the back of the room where the tools are. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to carve details into your actual additive piece that is on your slab, and depending on what you added will depend on how much carving is necessary. If what you added is smooth in all areas, it might not have as much to take away. I'm going to be working on adding some texture into the leaves of my calla lily so they actually look like more realistic leaves. Alright, when you're carving away, what you want to do is make sure that any areas that are fragile, you're supporting it with your hand so that you don't break those pieces off. And you'll just take your ribbon tool or your loop tool and you'll go ahead and carve away areas. The step is to then, once we're finished adding the subtractive pieces to our sculpture, is to then add some subtractive areas to our slab itself. We're going to do this by adding either some sort of a pattern or a design to your slab, and you're going to need to decide where you're going to do this. Is it going to be on the surface? It could be on the outside of your slab depending on the design that your slab is, or you're going to maybe concentrate on a certain area. It doesn't have to cover the entire thing. That is completely and totally up to you. Is to find some sort of an image of the pattern or the design so you can use it as a reference. Right? I want you to go beyond doing something so simple as like polka dots or stripes. Those are very basic, more elementary school ideas. I want you to push your idea forward and make it a little bit more mature. So once you find something that you want to use, I'm going to use this lace structure here. You're going to take a needle tool and you're going to go ahead and lightly carve it into your slab. At this point, your slab is a leather hard stage, which is the perfect stage for carving the clay away. Okay? Once you have it outlined with the needle tool, it's then time to carve your lines in deeper. Okay? This is not enough. Glaze will not be able to run into lines. Even if you've carved them fairly deep with the needle tool, they are too thin. The glaze will fill them up, and then you will no longer see your pattern anymore. Okay? At that point, you're going to take one of your loop tools or ribbon tools, and you're going to go ahead and create a more thick outline or simply take away the clay. And glaze can easily go into that area, and you can see where I've done it here, where I've carved a large deep areas away to create my pattern or my design. So once you are finished doing the additive process, everything is added and well blended, you're going to go ahead and use the subtractive process to create more detail on your sculpture, as well as create the subtractive process on your slab. And this will be the last step that we do before it goes into the kiln, gets fired, and then is glazed.